Hi, Austin.
Hi, Bija. My name is Austin Havis, and I'm the manager of Scholar Services here at the Doyle-Whelchel Scholarship Fund.
And I'm Bija Muse, career coach here at SO.
We are taking over for the next 2 episodes so that Dina and Leslie can enjoy a break.
Austin, how can men look professional and polished without spending a lot of money?
So I think a great tool that men could start to utilize to garner a sense of understanding about themselves is by looking to social media. We use social media on a day-by-day basis.
Yep.
And using social media, things like TikTok, Pinterest, Instagram, etc., and just looking up styles. Styles for a 20-year-old man or for a job interview. Styles and pages for advice on grooming tips. So many things are available on social media that can help guide a decision making, so we're not just getting lost on Macy's catalog or any type of store's online website or Gap or Old Navy. All the sales and deals, yes, they're all there, but it can make a ton of just impulse buying decisions.
That is very true. And to add on to that, ways that you can save money while shopping for things that are polished and professional, you can always thrift. There's always people donating some really good, gently used and new clothing that are just as professional as if you bought it off the rack. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Today we are sitting down with 2 major supporters of the Doyle Scholarship Fund, Sarah Doyle and Melissa Whelchel, who are revamping our Scholar Closet into a boutique. The Doyle-Whelchel Scholars Boutique is a dedicated closet where any Snow Scholar can access the clothing, footwear, and accessories they need to step confidently into interviews, internships, classrooms, and life beyond college.
Sarah Doyle attended Boston University, where she studied economics and French. Her career spanned financial sectors to now being a luxury travel advisor. Melissa Whelchel attended Florida State University and Brown University, where she built her career in healthcare strategy and now owns the Covery Brewery in Deerfield Beach. Over the next 2 episodes, they will be talking about the importance of clothing and how it relates to professionalism. Welcome, Sarah and Melissa.
Thank you.
Sarah and
Thank you.
Melissa, how are you guys doing today?
Great. Enjoying the summer, trying to keep cool.
Yes, it is very hot here. So you both recently revamped our Scholar Closet into the Doyle-Whelchel Scholars Boutique. Tell us why you decided to take it over, and is there something in your personal life that made you want to give back?
Sure. Do you want? Go ahead. You go. Get started. This was really, Sarah was the brainchild behind all of it, so I feel.
Well, I was getting a tour of the new office and saw that there was opportunity to name the closet. And when I saw the closet, I saw so much potential. And I reached out to Melissa and Jay and asked if they would want to collaborate on naming it, and they were 100% a yes. And then we started looking into the closet and how it can be kind of revamped and made better. It was a great start. It's a beautiful space. There's tons of clothing in there, but it needs to be streamlined. And I really feel that these young adults embarking on education and careers, the first impression that you make when you walk into a classroom, an office, an interview, whatever it might be, is the expression you wear on your face and what you wear on your body. Yes. And it's the first thing that somebody sees, and it's probably
first impression.
First impression, and maybe one of the things that they remember.
Yes.
So I remember being a student and not knowing what to wear and how to dress. And fortunately, I had mentors and people that guided me and took me shopping, my mom. And I was fortunate because, again, the way that you dress is the first impression that you make on whoever you're in front of.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And just as a follow-up, I think, when Sarah came to us with the idea, Jay and I have been longtime supporters of the George Snow Scholarship Foundation, and this just really kind of made sense, right? It really is a neat opportunity for us to get involved and to really kind of take something that, like you said, was existing and really servicing well and take it to that next level, utilize technology, really better pair people with the actual clothing that they need. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Would you mind telling us, our listeners, who the Scholar Boutique serves?
This George Snow Scholars.
Yeah.
Right?
Pretty good question.
Yeah, right. And again, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, one of the kind of key features of the scholarship fund is that you don't just receive the scholarship and then you're done.
Yes.
The fund stays with these scholars for their whole 4+ years of their education. And so it just seemed like another amazing opportunity to add to what the scholarship fund already offers to the students, ongoing support.
And I know you touched on it, and you touched on it really well, but in your perception, how is the Scholar Boutique going to be different than its previous iteration, the Scholar Closet?
Well, Melissa has some really amazing ideas. And so, the first thing is that we've decided to orchestrate maybe semi-annual, maybe quarterly drives. We had our first very successful drive at the Cove Brewery at the beginning of the summer, and the support from our community was absolutely amazing. Also, we're going to really streamline the items that we take in.
Yeah.
We want to fill the closet with opportunity. So, if there are items that just aren't really a good fit for our closet, we're going to kind of weed them out. We're really going to tailor this closet to our scholars. In addition, we're also going to be accepting financial donations. So, for that 6'4" male scholar recipient, our closet might not be filled with size 13 shoes or extra, extra large
That is very true.
suits. So we want to be able to incorporate all scholars and their needs with this closet. And that was something that didn't exist beforehand.
And that's awesome, especially speaking for someone with a smaller height but bigger feet. Like having those options and accessibility really makes a difference when it comes to what this boutique can serve our scholars, or how we can continue to serve our scholars in a more inviting and opportunistic way.
Absolutely.
Yes, we absolutely appreciate what you both are doing for our scholars.
It's our pleasure.
Yes. So, Austin, let's talk a little bit about our scholars and how they can access the Scholar Boutique.
Absolutely. So, for our scholars listening, this is a boutique that is open for you. We do have a system where we ask that you call ahead a little bit in advance. We're open Monday through Friday. We have the hours of 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. for you to come and shop. Take your time. We push it a little bit to 4:30 so that you have that extra window, because obviously our office closes at 5. The things that we have that we ask our scholars is to just do a simple call ahead before they come by, and they're able to go ahead, they're able to shop, they're able to look around. The Scholars Boutique is for the scholars, so we try to make it as accessible and cleanly as possible. So we just ask that when scholars go ahead and they come here and shop, that you return it how you've received it. If you're done with something, just put it back up, and simple cleanliness things that we would expect from anyone, but let alone we ask our scholars to do the same.
Yes. Thank you.
And so I have a question. I know I touched on it a little bit. Another important thing for our scholars to know is our code of conduct, which I went over. But do you have any notes that you want students to keep in mind when using the boutique?
Yeah, so I would say, first of all, another kind of change or update to the Scholars Boutique is that we would love to be able to assist the scholars. Again, it goes back to these scholars are young. They might not know exactly what the right interview outfit is for maybe a some sort of financial institution versus some sort of PR firm. It varies. As well, maybe a scholar is looking for an outfit to wear to an event with their professor. That's different than the other two examples I gave. So, if the scholars call ahead, we would love to be able to help them select whatever it is that they're looking for. And that will be another added perk to the Scholar Closet. And as well, if there are funds, and again, if that scholar comes in and can't find what they're looking for, we want to be able to reach out to our community and ask for those donations or, articles of clothing, footwear, even accessories.
It's awesome.
So, yeah.
Awesome.
I love that you guys are including yourselves into helping the scholars pick out the items that they need, because sometimes it could be really intimidating and hard to find what would fit for you, especially as someone who is 18. Probably you're not wearing professional clothes all the time. So it could be really hard to know like what would fit me, and getting the right shapes and cuts, colors, prints.
Absolutely. That closet is a toolbox.
Yes.
And if you don't know how to use the tools in a toolbox, which if I were trying to open up the toolbox we have at my home to fix something, I would be completely lost. And I can imagine that would be the same for, a student that's either been wearing a uniform or, jeans and a t-shirt to school for the past 12 plus years, right?
Exactly.
So, we want to be able to help the scholars be as successful as they possibly can.
And that touch point, too, that you mentioned about like actually having that source of empowerment. I know you mentioned about the toolbox, not being able to use it, but when students feel empowered to use that toolbox, it's so influential because they start to self-actualize. They start to see themselves like, okay, this is something that can support me. This is something that pushes me towards that direction, which is really, really cool. It's really, really cool that that source of like, we want to be there with you while you shop, so you feel empowered to shop and see yourself in these. That's really awesome.
Yes. Thank you.
So to just add on, are there any additional ways that the boutique will approach any frustration around styling?
Do you mind elaborating a little bit on that?
So I know that you said that you'll be assisting the scholars. Is there anything else that will help the scholars feel more comfortable while you're helping them just pick up?
So Melissa has got some really great ideas, and we're still ironing this out. This all kind of happened very very quickly at the beginning of the summer, and we hope to have updates by week's end, early next week. With regard to this, but we have tossed around some really cool ideas, maybe getting some junior volunteers in to come in and pick out the outfit of the day and post it on, social media and TikTok and all that stuff, and get the scholars excited. We'd love to start sharing tips on, scholar, group chats, Facebook groups, however, the scholars all kind of get their information from the scholarship fund, maybe guides on what to wear for certain events, what business casual means versus, the type of interview that requires a formal business suit. So we want to start imparting all of the wisdom and knowledge of how to dress for success.
Absolutely.
As soon as possible.
What a great way to get scholars who are interested in the social media realm and in marketing and in other ways also involved in this, because it gives them an opportunity to platform themselves. So that's cool. The symbiotic relationship between all of this is really cool. But I wanted to ask, how can the community continue to support you in providing quality pieces for the boutique?
That's a great question. And the community, our community, which is so amazing and so supportive, can do many things. We need volunteers to help sort, organize, kind of weed through, make our closet as beautiful and streamlined as possible. And there's a lot of items, and it's a wonderful opportunity to come together and work as a team. Junior volunteers welcome, as well, clothing drops, thoughtful donations, gently used to new items, that are going to fit any and all male and female scholars, as well as accessories, jewelry, sunglasses, scarves, anything that would enhance an outfit. And then the final component would be financial donations, because we need basics such as hangers. I think we're going to talk about sorting by sizes, so little size rings that go on to the hangers. All things that will enhance the closet we need. So, and then again, finally, just those items that don't come in often, the extra large shoes and maybe the smaller shoes for the ladies. So yeah, there's many ways that the community can support the Scholar Boutique.
I wanted to, now as we talk about the transition, I wanted to ask, what did your style look like in the different industries you've been a part of?
Thank you for listening to College Compass by the experts at scholarship.org. If you are a Snow Scholar, we hope that you stop by the Doyle-Whelchel Scholars Boutique and find pieces that you love. In part 2, we're going to talk about clothing advice you'll need on how to dress professionally and personally.
In the meantime, we'd love to hear from you. What questions are you wrestling with in your own college journey? Send us your questions and topic ideas. Let's figure this out together. And if you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to subscribe, rate, review, or share it with others. New episodes drop every other Tuesday on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you listen. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and TikTok under the George Snow Scholarship Fund. You can also learn more or reach out anytime at scholarship.org/podcast. We'll see you next time.